What we have here is a rock solid. It's bought through Renowned Trailer Sales in Douglas, Georgia. This is a rock solid 6x12 tandem axle, 7,000 GVW. Pretty much standard ramp door, RV style side door. I added most of everything that's done to it. What you're seeing there is, you can see there's solar panels on top. You'll see a ramp light. You'll see a backup camera. You'll see a side mounted spare. That's just a temporary, like a cover that you use when you're parked. I redid the fender wells and put in actual fender bead like the old cars had. And that's a 20 by 30 window, and I put, that's a skylight, a sunroof wind diverter over the windows. It's got an outside light, and I added the single step. It has on the outside, let's see, so what you can see there up at the top, you can see that it has a wee boost antenna, and there's the roof vent. One thing that's really nice is that it's called Jack E Up. Crazy name, but a really nice way that when you have the sitting on the truck, you can take your tongue jack off, and that allows you to, I'll show you, that allows me to drop the tailgate all the way, which is very handy. Inside the trailer right there in a compartment is where I have my propane tank, and that's the vent, so that it's vented in case there's a leak or the valve pops due to pressure or something like that. Also, I have a stainless steel stay for the door to hold the door open. On this side, you'll see that that's where my freshwater fill used to be, and that's where the up at the top, the big one. The smaller one is where my fresh water would come in if you had had water in a campground. You wanted to bring in water. There's where I moved the fill to. There's a 3-inch dump valve. It has a 14-gallon gray tank, 20 gallons of fresh tank with a sure flow pump. And here, well, let's go drop down. That's the 30 amp. So it's got a 30 amp input, like for a campground or generator. And here's the Camp Lux, which is a tankless water heater. Just takes 2 D cells to make it run. It brings water to the sink and to the shower, and also you can connect a wand out here. This is actually where I can connect a hose and bring in fresh water if I want to right there. Should have said drop the cover. This is which is actually an underbody aluminum box that I modified, and I cut down to because I really didn't want the heat of that propane burner inside the trailer, and that's the way I decided to do it that particular day. I mounted this rail to the side, so I have a tabletop that I bring out here, and that's where I would put my Blackstone grill, or you can put a Coleman stove or have whatever you want out here. So here's a shot of the ramp. The ramp is insulated. It's got a R6 polyiso in it, and it is 1/8 inch aluminum diamond plate. And we're looking at the entrance here, where we have the bed set up for solo traveling. So the window has a pull down shade. This is in the RV style door. And I wanted to give you some idea. Now I have insulated panels over these windows. And that's the Roman shades that I made pulled down. Give you some idea of how well this room darkens. The odd pipe that you might see seems odd. That's a piece of PVC that actually vents the black tank. Well, it's actually a gray tank, gray water. And what you're seeing there is a wire chase that allows me access if I ever need to do any maintenance on the wiring or add wiring in the future. It also runs through this overhead cabinet as well. Looking at the wall opposite the bed, it's a future position for a television. It's wired. You also have a coat and a hat rack. You have an overhead cabinet. And you're seeing two stainless steel towel bars that are used for hanging rods. Below the window is a fold-up table. And here's the table set up. Here's a quick shot of that overhead cabinet. It pulls down. That's usually where I keep my clothes. I'll throw my motorcycle cover in there and towels and things on it. You may have noticed that it's set up for hauling a motorcycle. And I put in a motorcycle. It's a bagger. It fits in here. That's the rear tie downs. Those tie downs are 5,000 pounds a piece. The diamond plate on the ramp door. Here's the front tie downs. You know, they're flush to the floor. And again, they're 5,000 pound, and they are mounted to steel plates that's welded to the frame. They're not just. Notice the heavy-duty latches on the ramp door. There's one on each side. Those prevent the door from being opened from the outside. So here's my typical traveling solo. And both of those mattresses are stacked up. That's my typical solo sleeping arrangement. Love the Australian sheepskin on the floor. So here's both mattresses. It actually makes 56 by 75. This is set up for two people. I've not done that. I think what I would probably do or recommend would be to get a full size or a queen sleeping bag and throw it over it, and just make the process of making the bed and converting it back into day mode much simpler. Bring another pillow and get one of those big sleeping bags. So here's another possibility. With the table up, you could pull the top mattress, flip it up on its edge with the bed platform pulled out slightly, and sit on that one mattress at the table. Some pillows could make it reasonably comfortable. Here's what the shower looks like. Here you see the shower curtain pushed in. Get it out of the way with the wand. The walls are covered. It fully was waterproof first, but the walls are covered in Duma wall. And it has a 32 by 24, I believe, shower pan. It's hard to get a good shot of this, but this is the shower curtain that's flipped out to give you more room, and with Velcro fasteners on the bottom to keep water in the shower. Many times when I'm at a campsite, I will leave the Engel 12 volt or 120 volt refrigerator freezer here in the shower pan. It's sitting on the shower mat to protect the shower, and it's plugged in right now to a 12 volt outlet. It's above the shelf I installed where you can set your cell phone, that kind of thing, when you want to charge it. I have a USB and a cigarette lighter type plug up under there. You may have noticed also there's a swing out mirror just in that same location. That's one of the pull down doors for the shelf. Notice that it has an easy down, and it also has a positive latch. These latches are very typical. They push in the lock so they don't come open while you're traveling. Larger shelf opening. Just to demonstrate how that easy down works. And finally, here's the other overhead compartment. So I have accent lighting underneath that counter. I typically will heat up water for coffee using that jet boil because it's so quick. It puts a lot less heat into the camper, even though I can run an induction cooktop. You're seeing the dehumidifier that I use just to keep everything dry. Being in Florida, if you don't do something, you can have mildew. There's the sink. That is the same sink that comes in the Airstream. And here's the single handle faucet. 120 volt outlet there. There's the switches, which also includes a very bright over the sink light if you so desire. Several things on the wall to the right of the sink. That's a CO detector. Powering it from my 12 volt, so you don't have to worry about replacing batteries. I have a remote for the 3000 watt inverter. You have a true battery status monitor. The battery is 100% right now. I'll get into that later about all of that. The level guard, which is a very accurate system for measuring. That's just you notice that lights come on, but that's showing you that the fresh water tank is empty. I've got it empty and sanitized. And I have the holding tank, which is a 14-gallon tank for gray water, the sink and shower, and it has a little bit in it right now. Below that is the EP Ever 40 amp MPPT. That's the solar charge controller, and that's the interface for you to set options. There's a cabinet above that, a microwave above that. It's a 900 watt high point, and there's an empty also a cabinet above that has 120 volt. I've got it lit. It has some 12 volt sockets, and the cables that you see there are actually coming in from the WeBoost antenna. That's where I locate it when I'm traveling. In the lower cabinet to the right of the shower, here's 3 drawers that pull out full length, 2 relatively deep drawers, and 1 shallower door above. They have positive latches, so they stay closed while you're traveling. Below the sink is where I keep my C-head composting toilet. It's on a little simple slide out, and I keep it has quite a bit of space to the left, and I can store things there as well. I put my vinegar spray bottle for the urine, a little container with my aspen shavings, and there's room for anything else you desire to store under there. Above that is a little shelf for spices. So the overhead lighting, I've got 8 of these flush recessed LED lights. There's 7 of them that are controlled by the switch. Here's one right on top of me. I guess you don't need to see that one. Here they are, and they're controlled by the switch on the wall. But I also have one that I control from the switch by the bed. If I want to turn just a little bit of light on at night, I can do that. A quick shot of the location under the bed. You notice there's one battery. It's got covers, very secure, nothing can get into it. Keep everything out of that power. And it's set up and ready for another one. That battery is the 170 amp hour Renogy lithium, and that's storage in the back. That's aspen shavings, and it's also the screens that were custom made for the side door and the ramp door. So here you're looking at the bed in its pulled out position. It's set up to fit a RV full size. That's 54-inch wide by 75 long. So you're looking at the bed platform pushed in. It'll actually fit a 30-inch mattress, but my mattresses are 28.5 by 75, and there's 2 of them. So here's a shot of the Roman shade pulled up with the simply made insulated panels that I made for both of these side windows. And those windows, by the way, are 30 by 20. If you have any questions, I can be reached at, this is Clint's Tiny Trailers, and I'll put my email address on here as well when I edit it. Thanks for watching.